products. And we just saw images of big semi trucks, rigs going across the border here between San Diego and Tijuana. How important is it that we keep this trade going? Because obviously the border economy is very vital to the U.S. economy and ultimately North America's economy and the world's economy. So, how critical is it that we can perhaps rethink some of these tariffs? Because as we're hearing from industry south of the border, it is hurting not just tariffs, but the uncertainty. It's keeping investment from going into Mexico. How important is it that we iron out these tariffs and we figure out what best ways to make sure that the flow of goods and services keeps going back and forth across the border?
Salvador, I agree with you. Free trade is important. I'm certainly not an economist or an expert on those issues, but look, I mean, a lot of goods come lawfully from Mexico. A lot of our fruits and vegetables. I mean, there's so many products, and frankly, a lot of American goods flow south into Mexico and Central and South America, right? I mean, free trade is what keeps costs down. It improves the quality of life for folks in other countries. There are many economic reasons. You can ask any CEO. They want free trade. They want goods to flow. I think that helps everyone. Obviously, you're talking about those land crossings, right? San Ysidro, or Salvador, you're from, right? We've talked about busiest in the world, Otay Mesa, right? We know so many of those big rigs and those trucks go through there just east of San Ysidro. We want the products to come in. Hopefully, it's a faster process. We are talking during the break how it used to be just minutes used to come through. Now it takes hours. But whether it's X-rays, whether it's century lines, whatever it is, let's keep the lawful goods coming in, but keep those drugs and folks that shouldn't be in the United States out of the country.
We've been speaking with former federal prosecutor Nima Rahmani about so many different things impacting the border. Unfortunately, this is only a 30-minute program. I wish we had more time, and hopefully we can call on you again in the future, Mr. Rahmani.
Of course. Thanks for having me, Rudy. Salvador, pleasure to be on as always. Hope to talk to you guys soon.
Thank you so much. Stay with us. We got a couple more headlines to get over to you when we come back. Border Report Live is back in 2 minutes. Welcome back to Border Report Live. Have one last headline to tell you about before we leave you for this edition. Plans for immigration detention facilities in Oklahoma and Maryland are being met with pushback from local residents. Oklahoma City Council members met Tuesday and allowed citizens to share their thoughts. The plans call for converting a more than 400,000 square foot warehouse into a 1,500 bed ice processing center. That would include offices, restrooms, a cafeteria, medical space, and visitor areas. The proposed facility sits just over a mile away from schools in the Western Heights School District, which has a large Hispanic population. In Maryland, officials confirmed ICE purchased a massive warehouse and will convert it to a detention center as well. There is widespread opposition to the facility. Well, that's going to do it for today's program. We appreciate you joining us today. If you'd like to learn more about that conversation that we just had with former federal prosecutor Neema Rahmani, make sure to visit borderreport.com. For Salvador Rivera in San Diego, I'm Rudy Mireles in Harlingen. We'll see y'all next time.
We begin here with outrage boiling over in Minneapolis and an attack on a Minnesota Democratic Congresswoman. Representative Ilhan Omar speaking at a town hall when a man came forward and sprayed her before security took him down. Omar has been calling for DHS Secretary Kristi Noem to resign or be impeached and to abolish ICE. The incident comes as protesters and Congress demand accountability there after the shooting deaths of Alex Preddy and Renee Good. Capitol Police say the suspect will be met with swift justice and wants the most serious charges possible to deter further violence. What more are we learning about this attack on Omar?
Marky, good morning. Yeah, so that man facing an assault charge this morning, police say he used or sprayed some sort of syringe in an unknown liquid at Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. We're going to show the video again for everyone at home that might have missed it there in the intro. But here you see this all taking place at a town hall in Minneapolis last night. Omar calling for an end to ICE when the man charged her podium and sprayed her. You see it play out before being tackled to the ground, then arrested. Omar posted on X after the incident saying she is okay and that she doesn't let bullies win. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle saying attacks on members of Congress are simply unacceptable. An ABC News reporter actually says President Trump expressed doubts to her about the attack. The president saying, quote, she probably had herself sprayed knowing her. Meantime, we saw protests in Minneapolis, largely peaceful, but the people of Minneapolis clearly just still outraged, calling for accountability of the federal law enforcement who shot and killed Alex Preddy and Renee Good. Even more protests are planned later today and then going on into the weekend. Meantime, a new DHS report sent to Congress claims Border Patrol agents were attempting to move the woman and Alex Preddy out of the road during the struggle. An agent yelled, "He's got a gun," multiple times. That's in this new DHS report. Then Preddy was shot by two agents. A lot of criticism, though, over the handling of this. Marky, many local leaders calling for a fair and independent investigation.
And Xavier, we know that Border Czar Tom Homan is boots on the ground there. What all did he do? Who did he meet with? What did he accomplish on his first day in Minneapolis?
Marky, great question. So first thing he did was he met with leadership here, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, as well as Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. And then he posted about it on X just to kind of give everybody an idea of how that meeting went between the group. He said, we all agree that we need to support our law enforcement officers and get criminals off the streets. While we don't agree on everything, these meetings were a productive starting point. Now, you got to remember, Mayor Frey reiterated his desire for operations in the city to end as quickly as possible and made clear that Minneapolis will not enforce federal immigration laws. Both the governor and mayor here, they say they plan to have an open dialogue, but at the end of the day, with more protests expected to continue, you know what? I believe most people here would say actions are louder than words. In this case, we'll have to wait and see how this all plays out in the days and obviously weeks to come, Marky.
The president saying he's also asking for an honest investigation into the Minneapolis shootings and suggested some more shifts in tone over this crackdown.
That's right. Good morning, Marky. Here at the White House, President Trump says the focus should really be on de-escalating the situation in Minnesota and describing the shooting of Alex Preddy as sad.
Very, very unfortunate incident. I don't like that he had a gun. I don't like that he had two fully loaded magazines. That's a lot of bad stuff. And despite that, I say that's a very unfortunate.
Earlier in the day, the president answered a News Nation question saying he will be watching over the Department of Justice probe into the shooting and that he wants an honest and honorable investigation. The Department of Justice also telling News Nation a little bit about that investigation, saying it is not a civil rights one, but that could potentially change if the evidence presents itself. Marky?
And Tom, the president is also facing all of these growing calls to remove DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. What all are we hearing from lawmakers on both sides?
Yeah, so Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem still facing a lot of backlash this morning from Democrats and even some Republicans. Here at the White House in particular, President Trump has voiced support for Noem, highlighting her work along the border. But Senator Susan Collins from Maine became the latest Republican to voice concerns about the response to this shooting in Minnesota, saying on X, quote, that she has asked Secretary Noem to pause the ICE operations in Maine and Minnesota, and adding, quote, I have also called for an independent investigation into the tragic shooting of Alex Preddy. At this time of heightened tensions, these steps are necessary to help improve trust, accountability, and safety. Democrats and even some Republicans, like I said, though, are calling for the removal of Noem as secretary. An impeachment plan on Capitol Hill has more than 145 Democrats signed on. Others say President Trump should fire her.
This is an indication of terrible leadership. Her agents went on a rampage, and then she did a cover-up. So she just got to go for the good of the DHS.
Also interesting to note, too, that Secretary Noem will be in front of lawmakers as she appears for a hearing in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee on March 3rd. Marky?
Introducing Purple, the only mattress with the GelFlex grid, designed to relieve pressure and reduce pain, so you can end and start your day feeling refreshed. From quiet mornings to meaningful moments together, because the right bed doesn't just improve your night, it improves your day. Save up to $500 on a Purple mattress during the President's Day sale. Purple, less pain, better sleep.
Next time you want to share that big story out of D.C., make sure it's from The Hill, because TheHill.com is America's most shared political news brand for a reason. Trusted, credible, nonpartisan. Visit TheHill.com today.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to bed.
Our back and forth. It always came back. You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
I'm a United States Marine. When I came home, I became angry. I had migraines and respiratory issues.
I served in the Army. There's a lot more people out there that have gone through more things. I shouldn't go and get those benefits because they had it worse.
If you could say anything to that veteran, what would you say?
Every veteran is deserving the benefits they earned by serving our country. You deserve because you serve. If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait, reach out.
I wanted to first get your thoughts on that tense moment at the Minneapolis Town Hall last night, hosted by Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. Police say a man walked toward the stage, used a syringe to spray an unknown substance on her. Take a look for yourself and everybody at home just turning their TV on this morning, and I'll get your take on the other side.
Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment.
I mean, Colonel, talk about scary moments there, you know, for her and everybody in that crowd as tensions still are so hot in Minneapolis. What did you make of this moment and what stood out to you?
Well, just tensions are so high right now. Everyone needs to just ratchet down that rhetoric. No one needs to be assaulting members of Congress. We can all have respective disagreements. I haven't been briefed on that situation yet this morning, so just doesn't look like it was appropriate.
Let me pick up where Tom just left off in front of the White House. You have lawmakers in both chambers, mainly Democrats, of course, publicly urging action against DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. But Republican leaders have also voiced concerns about federal tactics. Do you think this kind of bipartisan pressure is about to increase the likelihood of leadership changes at DHS?
You know, I know she has the full faith of the president right now, and there's an ongoing investigation. So jumping to conclusions, you know, everyone has a different view of the incident that happened with Alex, an unfortunate tragedy, a terrible tragedy. But having that instant replay, everyone wants to show like the view that, you know, that portrays what they want to fit their narrative. And there's a huge investigation that needs to happen. Everyone agrees that it needs to be bipartisan, and we really can't draw conclusions until that's complete. So right now, people just need to ratchet down those tensions. Let's worry about the people in Minneapolis. I know Tom Homan and the president, as well as Tim Walz, my former teacher, are committed to doing that, and it's good to see that dialogue.
He was your high school teacher? Do I have that right?
Yeah.
Have you been in touch with him? I'm curious. You know, we all have that one teacher that we talked to over the years. Has he been that person for you, and have you talked to him in this moment?
So I have not talked to him about this. I haven't seen him since 2017 when I was at a national security conference in Washington, D.C. He was a member of Congress at the time, and a lot of things have obviously changed since then.
Yeah. What do you make of his leadership in this moment, the last 3 weeks?
You know, I was concerned about the rhetoric, you know, some of the comparisons he was drawing to the rioters, to, you know, Minnesotans that fought in the Civil War at the Battle of Gettysburg was a little bit more than hyperbole. I don't think it helped the situation. I think it fanned those flames. I think everyone is realizing how dangerous the situation is now, and they're focused on dialing down the rhetoric.
Comparing ICE to the Gestapo. I think there's rhetoric on all sides that needs to cool off. Walz, we know, activated the National Guard in response to these events and protests. For starters, did you like that move by the governor, bringing in the National Guard? And are there any signs that those troops are helping stabilize the situation at this time?
I do think it is helpful. It helps bring just a little bit more law and order right now, just all the rioting, the doxing, and then obviously the 2 shootings, which are very, very unfortunate and did not need to happen. So he clearly recognized the danger, well within his right as the governor to mobilize the National Guard. I served in the National Guard for 9 years before the Air Force Reserve, so that's what they do.
Are you in contact with any of those National Guard members and what morale is like on the inside right now and what they're thinking of this moment?
I have not spoken with any of the individuals that have been mobilized. I know I have talked with some of the emergency management crews and one of the emergency management liaisons that's currently there in Minneapolis. And, you know, he just echoed, I asked directly, is it exactly what we're seeing on TV? He was very blunt. He said yes. And he's very happy to see things getting dialed down as well.
Air Force Colonel Josh McConkey, thank you for your time early this morning. Appreciate it, sir.
Thank you.
Let me first just play that incident last night involving Congresswoman Ilhan Omar during the town hall event, and then I'll get your take on the other side.
Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment.
Yes, Scott, she's sprayed with that unknown substance. The man gets tackled. Ongoing investigation now. What do you make of that moment and how hot tensions still are in Minneapolis?
Oh, it's horrible. I think everybody's tired of violence against Democrats in Minnesota. There were the assassinations in 2025. It's obviously everybody's on edge, and it's nice that the tone has changed a little, but the White House has been raising tensions there for so long. It's really very unfortunate.
The White House does seem to be shifting gears. Here, Tom Homan met with Governor Walz, Mayor Frey yesterday, said they didn't agree on everything, but that these meetings were productive. If the goal right now is stability, what concrete steps in your eyes does leadership on the federal level and the state level need to take here in the coming days to cool things off?
Well, there's no reason the federal government can't shift back to a more ordinary immigration enforcement posture in Minnesota like they're doing in almost every other state. Let's have the local field office for ICE do its work. Let's have it coordinate with the local and state police the way ICE normally has done all throughout the country. This thing where there are roving patrols of extra officers from ICE and from across the government is what's raising tensions, and there's no reason that can't be walked back.
Do you think Governor Walz's National Guard needs to stay on the ground? Should he also pull them back?
I mean, it's only been a couple of days since CBP was shooting people in the streets. So if I lived in Minnesota, I would want them around a little bit longer for safety. But long term, there needs to be cooperation between the feds and the ordinary police.
I imagine you're still in touch with people that you worked with under ICE and agents that are probably still there. What's morale like on the inside, and kind of how are they feeling in this moment?
I think at a minimum, everybody's exhausted by the constant policy changes, by the feeling that they're under quotas and are being pulled off of doing the mission the way they know how to do it, with targeted operations against dangerous people, and being put in a position to do this kind of large-scale confrontation with the public. Some people are more supportive of some of the shifts, some people less, but I think everybody's tired.
You know, obviously, you worked with ICE formerly. I'm wondering, rhetoric has been a big focus on this, right? Words matter from both sides. What have you made of Governor Walz comparing ICE to the Gestapo the last 3 weeks? And what do you say to that kind of leadership and talk?
Yeah, it seems to really resonate with people and help people to understand the stakes. I think a lot of the president's rhetoric about the Somali community in Minnesota, I'm a Jewish American, is really frightening and really is reminiscent of the mid-century fascist movements. So it's really unfortunate that it's come to this, but it seems like a relevant comparison.
And now, at the end of the week, you have Democrats threatening to defund the government or shut down the government over this and not give any more money to ICE and DHS. Now it's going to be more of a political football than it ever has before, I feel like. What concerns do you have with that moving forward?
Well, I don't know how that makes it more of a political football when the Congress distracted DHS for a year last year or 2 years ago, impeaching Secretary Mayorkas. This is the way it goes. Putting DHS together the way Congress put it together in 2003 seems like an enormous mistake. It just put all of the politically sensitive issues in one place. And so if all the government gets funded except for DHS, I wouldn't be at all surprised if that's the way it shakes out.
Scott Schuchart, I've got to end it there, but thank you so much for being with me early this morning, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, Ryan, I mean, you had this guy come up to her, spray her with this liquid, and then he gets tackled. What was your immediate reaction to this moment?
Well, I mean, this is unfortunately the kind of political violence that has been in our state for some time now. We lost our dear friend, Melissa Hortman, the Speaker of the House, in an assassination. We've had 2 Minnesotans killed for their political activism and standing up for their neighbors. And now to see an attack like this in a town hall, it's frankly shocking, but it feels consistent with the kind of violence and attack on the core concepts of democracy that we've been experiencing in Minnesota this year.
It is past time for de-escalation. I mean, we know that Tom Homan met with Governor Walz and Mayor Fry yesterday. They said they didn't agree on everything, but that they were productive meetings. The tone does seem to be shifting, at least from the top. How hopeful are you that there's change on the horizon here for Minnesota?
I think it's clear that the Trump administration is dealing with major political fallout because of the ICE murder of Alex. And so I think that they are changing, they're recalibrating. I think it's way too early to say that they are pulling back from this action in Minnesota. They're still very much present and very much engaged in operations here. But I do agree that the tone has shifted, and I'm hopeful that that carries some momentum towards a much more humane and rational immigration policy from the Trump administration.
What would be your asks of Governor Walz right now or Mayor Fry in this moment? As you know, gears seem to start to be shifting here. What's your ask from people, at home?
I think Minnesotans have to maintain their presence on the streets. We need to continue to support people who are willing to be constitutional observers and to let ICE know that activities are not acceptable when they are harming Minnesotans. And I think the governor and the mayor need to make clear that we continue to push forward in response to ICE actions that are violating civil liberties and targeting people who are not dangerous to our communities and in fact are important in our communities. So I think we have to maintain that and maintain the pressure and be engaged in diplomacy with the Trump administration to try to draw down the ICE presence here.
Well, we will be watching and waiting to see what comes next. Ryan Winkler, thank you for your time this morning, sir. Really appreciate it.
Chris Cuomo here. Welcome to News Nation. I'm tired. My eyes hurt. But with these glasses on, you know what I can see? Right from wrong. The administration is asking us to remember what started all this chaos in Minnesota. Fraud. ICE is in Minnesota to investigate fraud. These are investigators. Fraud discovered years ago. Fraud already prosecuted by the federal government in 2022. That's the only fraud that we know about, the Feeding Our Future scam, and it was massive, $250 million of taxpayers' money stolen, all right under Governor Tim Walz's nose. We have someone on tonight who worked in the government there and saw this coming and warned to no avail. But the idea that ICE is there to finish the job by rooting out the Somalians who are behind it, I think is BS. I think the idea that Nick Shirley showed that Somalians were behind it is nonsense. I think that the idea that the local media was ignoring fraud to help the left is demonstrably false. The New York Times even published a massive piece a month before Nick Shirley's video titled "How Fraud Swamped Minnesota on Tim Walz's Watch." So why all the excitement? You know why. It's selective outrage. It is right versus left. It's not about right and wrong, because if it were, then you would care about it no matter where it is, no matter what side it's on, right? If you were focused on right and wrong, you would realize that just because Nick Shirley wasn't let into a daycare center, which has minors in it, doesn't mean there was fraud there. Many of the places he went to have been investigated and inspected. Trump's own U.S. attorney said it was not a Somalian, but a white lady, her, who was the mastermind behind the massive fraud they prosecuted. You hadn't heard that, had you? Now, to me, fraud is fraud. It doesn't matter if Somalians are involved. And there are fraud cases in most states, red and blue. Fraud's not exactly uncommon. 3 of the 10 largest COVID fraud scams took place in Texas alone. But this is about advantage. That's all it's about, which is why one side is only interested in the foibles of the other side, never its own, even when there's more of what outrages them on their own side. For example, there are legitimate questions about Representative Ilhan Omar's net worth, how it went from being in the red to now being in the millions, if not tens of billions of dollars. How is this possible? The easy answer is her husband made money. But how? Her husband's venture capital firm on her financial disclosure form was worth about $1,000 a couple of years ago, and now it's up to $25 million. How? It's reportedly operated out of a WeWork, by the way. The company recently deleted the names of officers and advisors from its website, including former Senator Max Baucus, who said he only had one phone call with the company and never agreed to be listed as an advisor. He called what happened fishy. Omar also lists her husband's wine company, which was worth between 15 and 50 grand in 2023, yet today it's worth between $1 and $5 million. How? One investor sued her husband, claiming he swindled him out of $900,000. The husband denies any wrongdoing. But there are legitimate questions, right? Her husband, his attorneys, they deny ripping anybody off. My problem is the selective outrage. It's not about right and wrong. It's about right and left. And as long as we continue this way, things will only get worse. Okay? Look, what is unknown about Omar is nothing compared to what we know about the unprecedented fortunes of the Trump family out of the work of this administration. Hundreds of millions of dollars. Conflicts of multiple members of the administration with private detention businesses. The pardons alone. The use of Qatar instead of American banks. Zero outrage. Zero curiosity. Either it is wrong everywhere or nowhere. Either you care about corruption everywhere or you don't care about it. All you care about is advantage. Do the facts suggest that ICE went heavy and hard into Minnesota to root out fraud or to pick a fight with the left on an issue where they thought they had high ground? And they did have high ground until ICE became chaos agents and citizens paid the price. But the high ground, therefore, was lost because the administration refuses to see what was wrong, chose to spin false narratives. If you needed any more proof that this is not about right and wrong, look at the reaction to the killings of Renee Good and Alex Preddy. Now it was Preddy's fault, too, that he's dead. For carrying a gun, the irony, the hypocrisy. For interfering with ICE operations. The operations the majority of this country believes are unjust. Selective outrage at best. Partisan poison in the main. So you want to talk about what and who is worth chasing in Minnesota? Let's get after it.
Only Purple has the GelFlex Grid, designed to help you wake with less pain, because the right bed doesn't just improve your night, it improves your day. Save up to $500 on a Purple mattress during the President's Day sale. Less pain, better sleep.
Elmer loves to giggle. Elmer's mommy told him that laughing can help when you have a big feeling, like when you feel happy. Make sure to celebrate when you're happy and laugh it out. Love your mind.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
My opponent is completely disregarding almost half of my arguments which I respond to.
Communities must step up
Laws
and
alone
protest
cannot
against this
stop a
normalization.
bullet.
Well, I completely disagree.
Point of inquiry, do you guys even realize that the #1 killer of children and teens are gun injuries?
You're probably starting to realize now, this is not a debate.
There is no adult in this earth that wants children to die.
I worry for my kids.
The Middle East is on edge over potential American strikes against Iran this morning. But Saudi Arabia, a key American ally, reportedly told Tehran it won't let its airspace or territory be used for an attack. The United States has an aircraft carrier and supporting warships in that region now, right there in the Indian Ocean. President Trump says it gives him options. International correspondent Robert Sherman with the details.
The president says his phone lines are open, but if Tehran does not give him a call, he now has the pieces in place in order to make a move.
And in June, we obliterated Iran's nuclear capacity in Operation Midnight Hammer. You saw that. People have been waiting for 22 years to do that, and we were right at the end. They were about a month away from having a nuclear weapon. We had to do it. And by the way, there's another beautiful armada floating beautifully toward Iran right now. So we'll see. I hope they make a deal.
The USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group now in the Indian Ocean under the Central Command Region of Responsibility, which oversees the entirety of the Middle East, with Central Command posting these photos showing these troops going through what they describe as readiness drills in case the situation does ultimately deteriorate in Iran. Tehran's public tone, however, defiant. Their foreign ministry spokesperson saying, quote, the arrival of a certain warship is not going to shake Iran's will or determination to defend the country with full force. We have both the will and the full capability to defend Iran. In Beirut, there are demonstrations taking place led by the head of Hezbollah as Iran's proxies vow to stand by the regime. Marky?
Robert Sherman will stay on top of it. Thank you so much.
Responding with some tough talk of its own, saying, quote, the arrival of a certain warship is not going to shake Iran's will or determination to defend the country with full force. The regime then hoisted a mural in Tehran showing a damaged U.S. aircraft carrier with disabled fighter jets on its deck. The messages did not dissuade Trump, who said he actually hasn't yet decided whether to launch a strike.
Videos, plus the features and facts before they hit your feed. You're watching The Daily Scroll with me, Bailey Stroll.
Hello, welcome to The Daily Scroll. We are live again, or whenever you're watching. We're glad that you're with us. And, we might not like the cold that we've been seeing recently, but I know some that sure do. Maybe some of the animal variety, That's what we have for you today, at least locally and up in St. Louis. Some animals that are really enjoying this Arctic blast.
And it beats pond rescues, so I'm happy.
It does. Well, there were a couple. We'll have to save those for tomorrow, though. Positive stories today. All positive stories. Later on, I doubt you've seen this while scrolling. A police officer saving a choking baby. It was caught on camera, and now he's being honored for that. And then our weekly segment this week is what we're watching, what's been on our TV screens this week, and what you can look forward to, I guess, or if you're needing something to watch soon, we'll tell you what you can watch. Which includes, if you've ever watched America's Next Top Model, all the secrets. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know you were such a fan.
Oh, definitely.
All you've talked about for the last week has been Fallout, so I didn't know.
Yes, which we will also talk about.
I didn't know you also were a big fan of that.
Oh, America's Next Top Model. It's been gone for a while, but I mean, it was grade A reality TV back in the day. It was one of those things, when you watch like a lot of Harry Potter, and then you want to start saying some things in British accents.
Oh, okay.
Because you're just like, it's ingrained in you at that point.
Like them.
You just start walking around your house like
strutting?
trying to do the runway walk.
I don't know if that's a universal experience, Bailey.
I think it might be. I think there's somebody out there that would agree with me. You start walking down your hallway at home after watching a Tyra Banks, America's Next Top Model marathon. You're like, I could do that. Smiles.
Do you start critiquing everybody really meanly?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's just like when you're watching Survivor or something. You're like, I could do that.
I always think of Wipeout. Wipeout was always the one that I was like,
I think I could do that. I think about that with there's a one on Fox. What is it? Special Forces. Now that one, actually, no. I think that one's the first one that I was like, I can't believe these celebrities are running 3 miles. Yeah. I could not, right off the bat.
Yeah.
I could not do that. I can tell you that right now. I'm impressed by that show, Special Forces, which I did watch. We could put that in what we're watching, I guess. Okay, well, first, let's just get into the local thread, shall we? Folks at Wonders of Wildlife taking the opportunity with the snow and the cold weather to let the penguins out. Show them how it is, you know, in Springfield in January. And I can tell they have smiles on their faces. These penguins.
I mean, they got all dressed up for the occasion.
That's true. They are wearing their Sunday best on a Tuesday, playing in the snow.
We sent some lifestyle people out there, and they got to, like, get real close to the penguins, and I was very jealous.
That is pretty cool, I have to say. Like, that's some bucket list stuff. You can, if you got the inn, well, I guess not even if you got the inn, you can feed the giraffes at the Dickerson Park Zoo.
Oh.
But that's as close as you really get to anything else except this.
Yeah.
If you have a front row seat to the penguins being let out. It's some good video, I have to say. Our Parker Padgett put this on the website for us today.
So did he get to go close to the penguins?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
To be fair,
I know that they did last year. Our reporter did last year.
I will say, I also think, though, that if they let me get close to the penguins, it'd be really hard not to give them a little pet.
Oh, I would have to touch. It's like almost like I'm glad I didn't go because I can't not. I'd have to hold myself back.
You would be doing show and tell right now of your pet penguin.
I absolutely. And we were talking before the show started. Love to see the penguins in their element like this, and in our element outside of their enclosure.
Yeah.
But you go inside their enclosure because you can pay for that at Wonders of Wildlife, can't you?
Yeah.
And it's a whole different story. It's not what you think it would be because they're cute. They look clean. No. It smells. It reeks in there. Birds are smelling.
They're wild animals. What do you want them to do, you know?
You would think it would just be some like cute little, you know, relieving themselves. It's not, like shoots out.
Okay, you're getting descriptive now. I'm out.
I have to say, my sister let me in. Is my mic going out again?
Yeah, because you were talking about gross stuff.
I shouldn't touch this.
Yeah.
I should just leave this where it is.
Yeah,
How about
probably.
that? My sister let me behind the scenes in Kansas City because she works there. And I immediately walked into the penguin enclosure and it like hits you in the face. But it was also fun to be inside the enclosure and then see people on the other side looking in at you.
Did you feel like a caged animal?
I felt like a animal in a zoo, and
Wow.
it was also a very strange experience. But I did get to pet them, and so I didn't have to hold back.
I think the animal that I think of as surprisingly smelly is ferrets.
Yeah, those are. I mean,
such cute little guys.
Cat. I mean, if you have a cat, it's kind of like that too. They could be smelly.
They could be.
Their litter box, at least. But yeah, ferrets are a whole nother level.
Were you talking about a St. Louis zoo earlier?
Well, talk about a smelly zoo.
I was trying to transition.
As the monkey enclosure.
Okay, well, I was talking about
we're going to
the
keep
polar
talking about the
bears.
smells, but there is a polar bear that is just loving this. You know, if you have been scrolling, I would say that this is one thing you probably have seen by now. And I'm sorry to be late to the game.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen this?
No.
Oh, they love it. Absolutely love it.
And I used to live in St. Louis. I think I remember the polar bears there. I think they
Oh,
were.
yeah.
They're a classic.
They are out and about when they're there at the St. Louis Zoo. It's one of the better things that they have there, I think.
Yeah.
But
free zoo. I always like to do a little advertising.
Free. I know you can't. I mean, you can't beat it when it's free. But usually, I've gone in the summertime, and the polar bear is kind of just like lethargic, laying on a bed of ice cubes.
You gotta go when there's snow.
And then you look at him here, and he's just like having the time of his life, playing around. Look at it. Jumping out of the water, jumping in the water. I'm happy for this guy.
I'm sure I'll be corrected later if this is wrong, but I think it was the Omaha Zoo I went to as a kid, and we just watched the polar bear swim in a circle. Perfect circle in his pool over and over and over all day long. And I don't know if that was healthy. It was cute at the time.
There's always like a bittersweet at the zoo.
Because it almost felt like he had more pool but he was just swimming in this little circle.
I think that's called zoocosis or something.
Oh no, that has a name. Oh, Bailey, you've ruined a cute story from my childhood.
I know. I'm very
Thanks
sorry.
For that. Oh, well.
Yeah, it's always sad to see. Like, I love the zoo, but it's one of those where you're not so sure about, unless you know that they're being treated well. Like, I think the Kansas City Zoo, they treat them very well. And a lot of the times, the staff that are working at zoos, like, they're there for a reason. I mean, these people aren't getting paid millions of dollars to take care of the animals. They're doing it because they want to do it. So there are pros and cons, you know. You're always going to find somebody who has something bad to say about the zoo.
Exactly.
But all in all, I think it's an educational experience.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've got a great story next. A man did everything he could to save a baby, save the baby's life, and is now being recognized for his heroism. They got the body camera footage, and a lot of people came to speak on his behalf and just showing how you can be helpful in an emergency and how things can take a turn, and why you need to know the Heimlich maneuver. That's when we come back.
Introducing Purple, the only mattress with the GelFlex Grid, designed to relieve pressure and reduce pain, so you can end and start your day feeling refreshed. From quiet mornings to meaningful moments together. Because the right bed doesn't just improve your night, it improves your day. Save up to $500 on a Purple mattress during the President's Day sale. Purple. Less pain, better sleep.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Okay. Inside a very harrowing 911 call is what we're showing you now. A police officer saving a choking child. Corporal Gregory Cates with the City of Orange Police Department is behind the wheel. He gets word from a frantic mother whose baby has swallowed a hair clip and isn't breathing. Out of all the things that would scare me, and look at this video, as like a mother, a hair clip's not on the list. But I mean, goes to show, those kids, they'll put anything in their mouths. And he shows right up, flips the baby over, gives him the Heimlich, and ready to go.
Wow.
All good. What a video. And can you imagine? I just can't imagine. The adrenaline is flowing. He's a father of 2 himself. So he leaned into his training, flipped the 7-month-old onto her stomach, started the Heimlich maneuver. Baby girl was resuscitated, and the hair clip came right out. That she was rushed to the hospital. She later had a special visitor, though. No one else than the person that rescued her. He went straight to the hospital to make sure she was okay. I love this guy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Did a great job.
He says, being a parent myself, there are those situations that you can't put yourself to blame for any reason. It was an emotional time. It was a huge adrenaline dump for me afterwards. Well, I'm sure. And then later on at the city council meeting, Corporal Cates got a standing ovation for his ability to stay calm in the midst of chaos. The life-saving medal was awarded to him and members of the department who were acting in an official capacity at that time. Some courageous and selfless acts going on here. He said his own family was very much on his mind as he supported another family during one of the worst moments of their lives. He said it's a little overwhelming that he's being honored, like a true hero would say.
So here's him being honored, and I don't know if you can tell, but it kind of looks like her hair is up. And I just hope that it's not like clipped up.
Let's use a rubber band this time, guys.
Yeah. Anyways, that's what I noticed.
I know. I want to see this hair clip so I know what to avoid and throw out at my house.
Does this trigger some motherly instincts in you? Does this?
I mean, I'm learning now. I need to learn the infant Heimlich maneuver.
This is
true. That's another thing.
That's a valuable skill.
Probably should get one of those devices that I see an ad about every once in a while that sucks. Have you seen those?
No.
Sucks something out of their throat.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and but I've heard of batteries. Batteries are very dangerous.
Oh, yeah,
like button batteries.
I messed with some batteries when I was a baby. Yeah.
I wasn't really a battery. I licked a lot of rocks.
Yeah,
they
rocks.
were salty. And they tasted good. But I wouldn't think about a hair clip. Now I am.
Now you think about everything.
Yep.
Yeah, we have people here that get CPR trained every once in a while.
Yes.
That seems like a valuable skill.
Yeah, I just know staying alive. Staying alive.
Bailey, did you learn this from The Office?
No, but is that because that's a classic
that's
scene,
the classic
isn't it?
scene, yeah. Where Dwight cuts the dummy's face off or whatever. But that's how that scene starts. Because then they all sing the song together.
Clarice.
And everything.
Yeah, I have not seen The Office. I'm not gonna lie.
Wow.
It's not on my what we're watching list. I've tried a couple of times and I've laughed. But it's not one of those I'm going to sit and binge.
Well, yeah, that's fair. I think it's one you can have on kind of intermittently.
Yes. You know what I do love about that show, though, is it's a comedy. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's one of the classics, and it doesn't have a laugh track in it.
Right, exactly. It makes it a lot more chill.
Yes. I like watching Friends and Seinfeld. Seinfeld's my number one. And I love Friends. But when you're watching it at night and trying to like doze off to it,
the laugh track is
you try to turn it down, and because you're like, oh, it's a little loud, you try to turn it down, and then you don't hear any of the dialogue, and then every once in a while you just hear, ha 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 ha, and it drives me crazy. I wish that they would have like you can turn the subtitles on and off. I wish you could turn the laugh track on.
That would be a scary show.
It would be scary, and it wouldn't be funny anymore.
Because it's like theater. They're trying to get the laugh from the audience.
It's a live audience.
How did we get to this?
I know we really took a turn here, but I mean we're getting right into what we're watching.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's just all build up for the next segment.
Well, we've been talking about the same couple shows here for a couple weeks, but it takes a while to get through these.
To watch a show, yeah.
You finished His and Hers.
I did.
You called it.
I called it. Apparently, you were also.
I did call it as well. I forgot, but I didn't take notes you do to remember that I called it.
I have proof that it went
exactly
when I called it.
Yeah. And then we finished Percy Jackson.
Yes, which I didn't call. I had no idea where that show was going, and I've read the book, and that's not
because
good.
It went off script.
It went so off script so quickly.
I forget how it ended. By the end of it, for some reason, I had lost interest a little bit.
I mean, it kind of because they had the big scenes, and then they had wrap up, and that wrap up took a little while.
Maybe that's what it. Oh yes, no, I remember. I remember. Yeah. They were leading into the real stuff.
The next stuff.
How many books are there?
There is 5 books in this series, and then he wrote a sequel series, which I don't know if they're even worried about right now. But yes, there's 5 books.
But they're already way into the this. It wasn't the second book, right?
Yeah, this was the second book.
So there's going to be 5 seasons of this.
There
you think?
should be, or more if they split some of them up, because there's a lot there.
Percy Jackson's going to be like 30 years old.
Going. Yeah, I know. That's why it was such exciting news that they already have started working on the 3rd season.
Well, good.
So he might only be like 20 when
he aged so much. I couldn't believe that.
And this is a little spoiler, but I think it's really funny. the prophecy that they're all worried about the whole time. I didn't even think about this till after we watched the whole thing. I was like talking about it with my parents. The prophecy is about when he turns 16.
And he's
Walker Scobell is going to be 17, I think, very soon.
And he's playing a 15-year-old.
Percy's supposed to be 12 in this book.
Well, maybe in the first one he could pass for that, but
he was
not the
11
second
in
one.
the first, and then 12 in the second, 13 in the third, 14 in the next 15. Yeah.
Okay, they need
Coming
to get
up
on. They
16.
should just shoot this one after another
Just
because they need to
kidding.
get on this. People are
He
aging too fast.
He turned 17 on the 5th. So
He's
we're
going to be like a
already-
jacked 13-year-old
we're
in the
already
next one.
shot. It's
Jeez
over.
Louise,
Sorry,
yeah.
guys.
They're Stranger Things.
They should have
this
said
one.
that the prophecy was when you turn 21 or something.
They might as well change it
can't.
to 18 or something
Yeah,
at least.
they can't be doing.
Yeah.
Can't be doing that.
Okay, well, when we come back,
More about what we're watching.
more about what we're watching, and there are some other shows that are coming out this year that might interest you, other than just documentary about America's Next Top Model. Okay, stick around.
Introducing Purple, the only mattress with the GelFlex Grid, designed to relieve pressure and reduce pain, so you can end and start your day feeling refreshed. From quiet mornings to meaningful moments together. Because the right bed doesn't just improve your night, it improves your day. Save up to $500 on a Purple mattress during the President's Day sale. Purple. Less pain, better sleep.
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I feel that I'm not getting the attention that I need, and it's a lot built up in my chest. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at sounditouttogether.org.
Achieving my goals as an adult was challenging without a high school diploma. With the help of an adult education center, I finished my high school diploma and it changed my life.
This yearbook is a testament to your accomplishments and how they have impacted all of us.
Getting my high school diploma made me feel like I can do anything. Now I can help the kids in my community achieve their dreams.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Okay, what are we watching? Well, I know what.
Same thing.
I'm still watching
How
this,
far
but
through are you?
I just finished season 1 last night of Fallout.
Okay.
And season 2 came out recently.
Yeah,
so
I was
I'm-
seeing like new episodes coming soon, right?
I think season 2 is out.
Okay.
And I love this show. Holy moly, it is an incredible show. It's on Amazon Prime. I'm sad that I'm late to the game, but I'm also happy when I get in on these shows a little late because I don't have to wait for season 2.
You
Now I can just go
binge
right into
yeah.
it.
So the second to last episode of this second season just came out yesterday.
Oh, perfect.
you're
Okay,
right
I'm
on- so
right on track.
If you finish, if you could get caught up, and then on February 3rd, the last episode comes out.
My takeaway from the show, great show, and like we said last week, it doesn't take itself too seriously, so there is a lot of gore, but it's not in a way that makes me sad, like, oh my gosh, this is so gory and horrific.
Yeah.
My thoughts are, when there's such an incredible storyline like this, and it's in a whole new universe, and it has so many levels to it, clearly there's enough for a second season, why make it a video game first? Why wouldn't you just want it to be a show or a movie? You know,
I
I think you can answer that for me.
I think the game was a long time ago.
Okay.
I can get it.
May-
The first
like, is the
Fallout game came out in 1997.
Oh my gosh.
This series is older than I am.
Oh my goodness. I did not know
yeah,
that.
and I think it originally was a very simple game. What does it call it? RPG.
Oh, so
I think it was a simple game, and then it's kind of gotten more and more expansive until it was like you wake up in this world and it's this big free to roam world and everything, and so it had lots of stuff. And so I think all of that basis makes it really good.
They've had
for an
time to
adaptation.
really
and to
expand
figure
the
out what
storyline.
really works and stuff in this world.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Because
And-
I would compare it to, like, I love comics, but like comics have been around since, most of those characters have been around since like the 40s or the 60s or whatever.
But there's a lot of room to grow.
But yeah, and so they've seen what works, and they've tried a bunch of things, and there's so much to pull from that when you adapt it, it gets really good.
Well, I hadn't heard of anybody who actually played the game.
Sure.
And so that makes sense of why.
Well, okay.
There's new ones that have
been coming out, consistently since, like, I think the last one came out in like 2018. Fallout 76. I heard about when that came out.
And
it's just like it's a little deeper of a gamer game. It's not.
This is just
level.
like, I can never remember the name of the zombie one with Pedro Pascal. I watched it.
Oh, The Last of Us.
Like, that's a great story too.
Yeah.
The creator just went the video game route.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean,
okay.
You program something, and I don't know. Yeah, I mean, video games need stories too, Bailey.
Yeah, I mean,
they can't all be based on.
I like it. Not everybody
shows.
wants to be a filmmaker, so okay. Yeah. And then, Tyra Banks. Now, I'll just go through this quickly. Heading back to the TV screens to address the rise and fall of America's Next Top Model. This is Netflix's latest documentary called Reality Check Inside America's Next Top Model. It's going to have Tyra Banks herself, along with all of the judges that used to be on there that were some main characters. This was like a hit reality show back in the day.
Headline already says Tyra Banks admits she went too far.
I think she did. I mean,
you might walk that
a lot could go on back then.
Yeah.
Especially with body image
shows
stuff
were crazy.
and shaving people's heads and like just that it would never work. It would never work today. Yeah. But yeah, she admits it went too far. This comes out on February 16th.
And you're excited?
So I am pretty pumped. It ran from 2003 to 2018.
24 seasons.
But it's become the topic of controversy in some recent years, facing accusations, like I said, of body shaming, extreme makeovers, poor treatment of contestants, and viewers unearthing past episodes.
You know what I think is also crazy, though? I feel like this came out around the same time as, like, and I might be mixing up my timeline, but I compare it to, like, Dance Moms.
Well, 2003 to 2018. I mean,
it could have been. It was somewhere in there.
You could not do Dance Moms today.
That's my thing. Is I'm like, that always made me. I've seen people watch both of these shows, and the top model thing. I was like, I like to think the adults knew a little of what they were signing up for, but yeah, it's probably not good to treat people like that and then put it on TV and say that's an okay way to treat people.
No.
But it's even crazier when they're kids.
That's true. Well, that's true. But I mean, you could not have an America's Next Top Model. They should just remake it and make it right and do it in the right way.
Make it.
Yeah, like there's so many other bodies and and models that could be models today. And
but would it do as
well?
I'd
like to see that.
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see. And then just quickly, there are some new things coming out, like Memory by a Killer. This is Patrick Dempsey.
That just came out. Like we just had that on one of our channels, I think, right?
Yeah, just coming out. New Patrick Dempsey thing. He's back.
Yeah.
Grey's Anatomy fans.
You told me to look up top shows of this year. They're already talking about Night in the Seven Kingdoms, which is the Game of Thrones spinoff.
Yes, that's number 3 on this list here.
Yeah. And then Wonder Man, which is a MCU show, Marvel show.
Okay, we did trivia last week.
Yeah.
And I said the male version of Wonder Woman.
Oh, were you thinking Wonder Man?
I know I hadn't even seen that.
Oh, okay, awesome. I didn't think you'd know who Wonder Man was.
But now there is a Wonder Man. I'm like, I just thought that into existence.
Yeah.
So now
I
there
don't know
is
what
a
this
Wonder
show's
Man.
going to be about. I don't know that much about the Wonder Man character. He's been in comics I've read and stuff, but he's just kind of there. I knew he was an actor, but they're just kind of going. They just kind of took that premise, I think, and are running with it.
Yeah, I'm not super excited about.
Well, you're not excited about any of the superhero shows, so that's okay.
One that's like kind of weird to me, though, we're wrapping up. It's called The Beauty on FX. Ashton Kutcher, Evan Peters, Bella Hadid.
Gives me.
It's a little weird.
Not great.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll watch that one, but yeah, go check that out if you haven't. Okay, I think that's gonna do it for us. We'll see you tonight on the news.
Introducing Purple, the only mattress with the GelFlex Grid, designed to relieve pressure and reduce pain, so you can end and start your day feeling refreshed. From quiet mornings to meaningful moments together. Because the right bed doesn't just improve your night, it improves your day. Save up to $500 on a Purple mattress during the President's Day sale. Purple. Less pain, better sleep.
Oh, I don't see where you got your degree.
I don't have one. I went another route.
All right. I guess tell me a bit about your experience.
For 15 years, I've been managing logistics and mastering project management skills.
Wow. Sounds like you've got just the kind of skills and experience we're looking for.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Traveling? Don't forget to pack News Nation in the airport, for your hotel room, at the in-laws. Take the only news network that respects all Americans with you, wherever you go. Stop by newsnationnow.com to learn more.
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that I would never be able to get over it and that my kids wouldn't have a father. I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. For the longest time, fear held me back from ultimately being who I wanted to. I had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
Well, Texas is now joining Florida in reshaping hiring rules in an effort to push American citizens to the front of the line.